Welcome back to the TKO Show. I'm just going to be talking about the wildcard round for the NFL playoffs. Let's just get straight into it. First game is the Saturday night game between the Browns and the Texans. This is honestly kind of a very good matchup. Browns have a great defense, have a top 4 defense in the league. I don't think they crack my top 3 with the Steelers, Niners, and actually I'd say top 5 because I guess Steelers really aren't in it. Shouldn't be in my top 3 because I think the Eagles have a better defense than them. But nonetheless, still a top 5 defense, one of the best in the league, facing, in my personal opinion, one of the best offenses in the league, led by C.J. Stroud in the Texans. Now, obviously the Texans not at full strength with Tank Dell being out. I believe it was a torn ACL that set him out for the rest of the season. But he does have Nico Collins back. Nico Collins is a fantastic receiver. I love what he's able to do with C.J. Stroud. And I'm very excited for this game. I do think that the Texans will win, mainly because I think Stroud has that awareness and that basically the intangibles to be a great Hall of Fame quarterback in this league. And I think he's going to show that in this playoff game against the Browns. Now, I will say, on the other hand, I can see how people think that the Browns are going to win because on their offense, they have the veteran and Super Bowl winning quarterback Joe Flacco playing. So he's been there, done that. He's been in the playoffs before. He knows what it takes to get to a Super Bowl. So it's youth versus experience, which definitely something that I think is going to play a big factor in this game. I do still want to go with the Texans. I don't think that experience is enough to basically get you a win over more talent. And yes, I think that the Texans have more offensive talent than the Browns do. Defensive-wise, Browns win that every single day. But I do think that C.J. Stroud is a very, very capable quarterback, and I think he is capable of beating out this Browns defense. Now, do I still think his offensive line is going to struggle with Myles Garrett? Yes. Everyone's going to struggle with Myles Garrett. He's one of the best defensive linemen in the league. But I definitely think that the Texans are going to win this, especially being at home. I think that they're going to win this one. Next game is the Saturday night game between the Dolphins and the Chiefs. Also, I just saw, why is this game on Peacock? Why is the NFL actually, never mind, I know why they're making fans pay for Peacock to watch this game. 1, because they want money. And 2, they know Taylor Swift's probably going to be at that game, and they know Swifties will pay money to watch the Chiefs play, mainly just so that they can see their queen. I don't understand that shit, but I honestly think she's a cult leader, but who cares? I would say Swifties don't come for me, but no one watches these videos, so I don't really care. But back to the game. Chiefs versus Dolphins. I don't know who's going to win in this game. This is an Arrowhead, so it does favor the Chiefs. And it is going to be 2 degrees. I don't know what it's going to be with wind chill. I think it's going to be negatives with wind chill. So that does favor the Chiefs because Dolphins play in Miami and they're not used to cold weather. Well, Tyreek Hill is, but that's about it. But I don't know. I'm worried about the Chiefs' offense. I'm worried about their receivers. I don't know how they're going to play. Because I've seen some games where they are able to catch a pass, and some games where they're in primetime, which this game is in primetime, where they can't catch a ball to save their life. Now, I don't know which receiving core is going to show up. The core who can catch the ball and Mahomes doesn't have to solely rely on Travis Kelce, or where everyone's catching a ball everyone, yeah, they're going to drop a pass from time and again, but they're still making catches when they need to. So honestly, for me, it just depends on which receiving corps shows up for the Chiefs. Their defense is going to show up no matter what. Travis Kelce, I don't know if he's going to show up or not. I'm not going to lie. I don't know how he's going to play. I think we're starting to see his decline. Now, I'm not saying that he is a bad player by any means. He's one of, if not the best tight end in the league. And I think he might have a bounce back season next season if he does come back and doesn't retire at the end of the season, which I think could be a possibility. But you already know Mahomes is going to show up. Travis Kelce, like I said, might show up. I have a feeling he will. It's playoffs. He'll show up. So I am leading into the Chiefs and the fact that the Dolphins really haven't beaten anybody over 500 this season. I think they beat one, maybe two teams above 500 this season. Looking at it, they really only beat the Cowboys. That was about it. That was about the only 500 team that they actually beat. So definitely going to be very interesting. I kind of want to take the Chiefs in this one because of everything that's stacked against the Dolphins. The weather, it being an Arrowhead, and not knowing, and the Chiefs having a great defense and not knowing which receiving corps is going to show up. The Dolphins might play a little bit back on defense, might play a little bit more relaxed, might play, as I like to call, a Joe Barry type defense. As a Packers fan, I know exactly what that means, and if you're a Packers fan, you might too. Basically means you're going to play like 5 yards off of your defender, let him catch anything, then let him get a couple yards, and finally tackle him. I fucking hate Joe Barry. But nonetheless, back to this game. I have to go Chiefs here with everything that's stacked against them. I think the Dolphins might play a little bit off defensively, and it's going to allow the Chiefs to get some yards and get a couple touchdowns in. And I don't know how the Dolphins are going to do with that. So, yeah, I'm going Chiefs in that one. Next game, Steelers versus Bills. Now, I believe it was the last video or 2 videos ago when I was doing the NFL preview thing when I said Kenny Pickett was playing for the Steelers. He was not. I forgot that he had gotten injured and Mason Rudolph was starting, and Trubisky as well. But nonetheless, Mason Rudolph is playing for the Steelers and is the starting quarterback against the Bills. This is in New York. Both teams are used to cold weather, saying that it's supposed to be 22 degrees. So pretty cold game. And I know, I think the wind chill was down by like 2. Was down 2 actually, and there was going to be like a high 52 mile an hour wind, so that is still going to favor the Bills because the Bills know how to play in that, but the Bills also have a tendency to choke in the playoffs, especially the first round of the playoffs in the wild card. So yeah, I'm tempted to go Steelers, but TJ Watt is out and he's really their main defensive guy who would be pressuring Josh Allen. And I kind of have to go Bills here because, like I said, TJ Watt is out and the weather favors Bills. I have to go Bills here, even though I don't have a lot of faith in the Bills, especially Josh Allen. And I know a lot of people hate on Josh Allen. I'm not a Josh Allen hater. I think he's a fantastic player. I just think that he needs to get his interceptions down. And I know he throws a lot of interceptions because he throws a lot of deep balls, and those usually get intercepted. At the same time, stop throwing deep balls. Stop throwing deep balls unless if it's absolutely needed or you have someone open. But nonetheless, I still have the Bills on this one. I do think it will be a close game, but I still have the Bills. Next game, Packers-Cowboys. Oh, I'm going to try and stay unbiased in this game. That's going to be really hard. Honestly, this being as unbiased as I can possibly make it, I think the Packers do have a chance in this one. If the Packers offense actually shows up. And what I mean by that is, I've been watching them all season. I'm a huge fan of the Packers, always have been. And I've seen them beat the Chiefs because Jordan Love played outstanding and threw perfect passes and was throwing to the right players and not throwing interceptions. And I know everyone says, oh, has similar stats to Rodgers did when he was a rookie. So what? Who gives a fuck? I don't care what his stats are. Yeah, he's a great quarterback, and I think he has the potential to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. But at the same time, he is so inconsistent. If he can become more consistent and is consistent in this game, I think we can actually win. And if our defense actually decides to show up and Joe Barry's not calling the defensive plays, I know for a fact we will win if our offense shows up and Joe Barry is not calling the defensive plays, but I know both of those things cannot happen, and I know Joe Barry will call the plays defensively, which scares me for this game. And the fact that the Cowboys are a really good team, and they do have a tendency to choke in the playoffs. They're the Cowboys. They still can choke, but I still think that Dallas will win this one, unfortunately. I think this is going to be a sad game for me. I might cry afterwards, but yeah, I have to go Cowboys. That kills me inside. Ooh, that hurt. But yeah, Cowboys have a great rush defense. That's why I was saying if Jordan Love is on and can throw the ball consistently, I think that they can win because Cowboys defense their secondary isn't great. They have one of the best run defenses in the league, which is going to suck because Aaron Jones, that kind of stops Aaron Jones from being effective at running. We can still involve him in the pass game, and he's very effective in the pass game, but Cowboys are still going to win. I think they're the better team, and yeah. So yeah, moving on to the Sunday night game is Lions versus Rams. Lions are winning this one. Unless the NFL rigs this. I think that the NFL, I wouldn't surprise me if the NFL screws the Lions in this one because they want the story of the week to make them the most money would be if Matt Stafford comes into Detroit Ford Field after coming off not being able to make the playoffs with all these great players, which is all these great players means Calvin Johnson. That's the only great player that Matt Stafford played with, in my opinion. But he comes in to Ford Field, Detroit playing their first playoff game in years, and he beats them. They shouldn't have traded him. Fuck you. Don't fucking rig this game. The Lions should win, and they will win. Unless if they get screwed by the NFL. That's the only way that I see the Rams winning this game. So yeah, Lions winning that game. They're the better team. Jared Goff, I apologize. I think I said at the beginning of the season that he's not a great quarterback, and I know for sure I said that last season. I was wrong. I admit when I'm wrong. He's a great quarterback. I had him underrated. So yeah, the Lions are winning that one. Last game is the Monday night game between the Eagles and the Buccaneers. I really want to say Eagles in this one because they're a great, great team. But A.J. Brown being hurt, which I actually don't know if he is going to play this game because I don't remember how serious that injury was. I'm actually trying to go through it right now. If I can get to it. Wow, I cannot do that anymore. Where the fuck are the Eagles? So, on January 7th, A.J. Brown was questionable, saying the knee injury Brown suffered on Sunday's loss to the Giants, blah, 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 isn't believed to be serious. Okay, so he's probably going to play. So that makes me not want to go with the Bucs or not want to go with the Eagles, because reports have come out that he is the reason why the Eagles kind of had a downfall at the end of the season. So definitely not a player that you want to give up, especially with how good he is. But if he's causing that much trouble in the locker room, you have to get rid of him. But back to the game, I don't want to go with the Buccaneers, but I have to. I think Buccaneers will win because, one, that Eagles team has been on a downfall the past couple weeks, and two, the Buccaneers are good. They're underrated. Baker Mayfield has been underrated in his comeback season. I don't know why he's not considered for comeback player of the year. I understand people think it's between Joe Flacco and Damar Hamlin. Why did I put Joe Flacco in quotes? I don't know. But it's really not between Joe Flacco and Damar Hamlin. It's going to be Damar Hamlin. I don't think it should be. I understand dying on the field automatically and coming back automatically makes you the comeback player of the year, but dude played 20 snaps. Come on. But, wow, I need to focus on this game. Baker Mayfield, great quarterback. I do think the Bucs will win because the Eagles downward spiral, and I don't know if they will be able to put it together for this game. If they are, I think they'll make a run at the Super Bowl, make it to the NFC Championship, play the Niners. If they don't play them early. I don't really remember the bracket off the top of my head. But yeah, I think that they will make a run at the Super Bowl if they beat the Bucs. If they don't, I think Bucs are losing next round. But yeah, that is all I have for you today. I will see you next time. Peace.